My presentation is going to be about the legality of performance-enhancing drugs. My thesis is, with the increase of technology, science, and the advancement of sports, I believe that performance-enhancing drugs, aka PEDs, should be allowed within certain areas of play, for example, professional bodybuilding. It all starts with a problem. The problem is that bodybuilders are having to use PEDs to gain an edge over their competitors and are being bashed for it. It is their own body that they are using the steroids for. Why try and make it illegal? If the reason for the illegality of steroids is that it hurts the body in the long term, why don't we ban smoking? Smoking causes lung cancer, mouth cancer, and other problems that could lead to a difficult time later in life. If we legalize the use of steroids within the realms of bodybuilding, it can lead to a higher awareness of what they are taking and may even help with the decline of health issues related to steroids. With the education of the use of steroids, the health effects would be brought to the limelight even more so, and may even help with the decline of disastrous side effects of steroids. That being said, a bodybuilder that is thinking about using steroids should first consult a doctor and see if their body can handle the side effects and the problems that may come with it later. They have to be willing to understand that they are putting their lives in jeopardy and may even kill themselves depending on how much they take. Going hand in hand with doctor consultation is the actual knowledge of what steroids they may be taking. Since technology has advanced so far, it is hard for bodybuilders to win competitions anymore without a little bit of help from steroids. Just recently, I competed in a powerlifting competition which is slightly different from bodybuilding. Instead of looks, size, and symmetry, powerlifting is about how much you can lift in the bench, squat, and deadlift. One of the competitors got busted for using some sort of steroid to boost his numbers. This is just one local example of the use of steroids in competition. There are federations that do not test for drugs, but they also do not ban them. For example, for anyone to win the Mr. Olympia title, one needs to be on some sort of crazy steroid cycle in order to even come close to winning. The community that would be using these steroids would be bodybuilders. There is not one person on the stage of the Mr. Olympia that isn't on some sort of steroid. There is a story about a bodybuilder named Rich Piana. He died after getting his hair cut after he suffered a heart attack after taking too many steroids. Before his death, he admitted he had been taking steroids for years. This is just an example of what risks need to be accounted for when using steroids in such doses as he was. The religion of some does not directly prohibit the use of steroids, but has verbiage in place that would fall under the category of not using steroids. For example, in Christianity, it says in the Bible in Romans 13, "All of you must obey those who rule over you. There are no authorities except the ones God has chosen. Those who now rule have been chosen by God. So whoever opposes the authorities opposes leaders whom God has appointed. Those who do that will be judged." Now, using that, the law over us is the police and the authority placed over us, which tell us that using steroids is not allowed. It is in fact illegal. With the increased use of steroids in the sport of bodybuilding and the general population under consensus that they do in fact take steroids, why not make it legal? I do believe that football players, baseball players, and others such athletes should not take steroids unless there is a separate league under which steroids are quote-unquote allowed. If steroids are indeed legalized, there should be a universal consensus of creating a league, and one league creating a league with steroids and one league without steroids, also known natural. Same with bodybuilding. There should be drug-tested federations in which they all test for steroids. The solution would be to legalize the use of steroids within bodybuilding, and if other athletes want to use them for their own sport, they need to be in a separate league where the use of steroids is allowed. With the legalization of steroids, people would be more educated on the effects, the usage, and it would even the playing field. We are witnessing the peak of natural human potential. Why not give it a little bit more help? It is their own bodies they are putting the steroids in. If the use of steroids is well known, why not legalize it and regulate the use? I believe that the legalization of steroids would be a positive social change because it would regulate the use, allow athletes to boost their performance, and educate the general population on its uses. Thank you for listening.